Okay, we're recording.
Hey, so do one of us start or how do
I don't know. Okay, so I guess we
All right, I'll just start reading this thing. How's
Okay,
that
cool.
sound? So this is our group, I guess. This is our group. So I just printed out, so it just says, get to know one another. So take a few minutes to introduce yourself by sharing your name. Hi, I'm Sam. My favorite thing about this course and your career goals, and you are welcome to share additional information as well. So my favorite thing about this course probably is that it's online. My career goals, man, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know. I just kind of jumped into public health, and this was one of the courses I needed to take, and so I'm just kind of adding that on to what I'm doing. How's that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so now we each have to share our name and what and
your favorite thing about the class.
Oh, okay, so so my name's Michelle. My favorite thing about the class is I really liked the self-efficacy week. That was a really interesting thing, I guess. Yeah, I like that it's online too. That's definitely helpful. My career goals are to finish my bachelor's degree. So I have like 4 classes left, and I did want to go to physical therapy school, but now I'm kind of thinking I might go a different route. Not sure what that is. So that's it.
Right on.
Okay. I can go next. My name is Maddie. Something I like about the course is that I kind of like the different perspectives that it brings on like why we do the things we do. So I kind of like psychology, and I think it kind of embodies that a little bit, so I find it a little interesting. And then my career goals are kind of further down the road, but my husband's pre-med, and his minor is nonprofit, so maybe one day we can team up and own our own nonprofit or join one.
That's cool.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, my name's Landon. This is actually my last semester, and then I'm graduating, so looking forward to that. The favorite thing about this class for me is probably how it focuses on a bunch of different models and different ways to help people. I really like this detail and kind of focus on behavior and intentions and attitudes and stuff. So it's pretty cool. So, my career goal, I'm looking to go to PA school after I graduate. So.
Cool.
Okay, sorry, I dropped my computer yesterday, and I guess my camera is broken. So I can't see me, but my name's Lucy. I like this class. Let's see. I really like learning about the different models of behavior modification and the theories behind why people do certain things. I think that's really interesting. And my career goals include finishing my degree. I'll be done in December. And after that, I'm not sure.
Right on. Let's see. So, well, that's cool. Thanks, everybody. I guess now we're supposed to talk quickly about the model and how it works and what we kind of think about it. So I guess I could maybe I could start. I don't know. You guys just want me to start talking and
Yeah, you want to be you have to have a, does it say you have to have a group leader? So you wanted to be the group leader?
Yeah, just
Sure.
facilitate conversation.
All right. So I think that, I guess the model, what I took about it is that your beliefs facilitate a lot of how you look at other people and you look at things, and kind of I think it's kind of how you grow up too, influences how you behave, kind of your attitude towards stuff. So I think a lot of times people's attitude really pushes them forward, I guess, and in how they approach things, you know. So I guess a lot of people are half glass full or half glass empty kind of things. And like, you know, this case study about Olivia, she talked about exercise, how she doesn't like to exercise at all, and I think kind of partly because of how she grew up. So I think that influenced her decision, but she knows she needs to try to do something. So I think when you approach something with an open mind, you're a lot, I guess, more apt to try something. But a lot of times we bring our biases into situations, and so that's kind of how I looked at the model. But I don't know. Does anybody else have any other maybe ideas on what they took away from it?
I kind of thought it was like, yeah, same thing. Like our behavior, I mean, our beliefs about certain behaviors will predict whether or not we do those behaviors.
Okay.
That's kind of what
Yeah, I think, yeah, just like the attitude, everything that you were saying. I like that you brought up that example, the workout one. Sorry, I was just sort of reading through everything that we have to do because I didn't read the end. So
We have to all sing a song together at the end.
I'm so out on that.
And Landon's going to use his guitars to take us through it. You know?
Oh, geez.
I just think kind of covered it all, but yeah, that certain things develop your attitude, just as like your beliefs, and like it said, I don't know, the perceptional, the one about like how influential figures in your life cause you to believe in certain things, and also like what they think about you. That can kind of change like your attitude towards things, which cause you like to behave a certain way. So just kind of like your roots, because yeah, with just like Olivia, like her parents didn't exercise when she was little, they never really did. And so now her behavior is kind of like a negative attitude towards exercise because she doesn't really want to do it. So yeah, I think that's pretty much the whole model right there.
Yeah, something that I thought was kind of cool is, did you guys see how it said in the reading that intention is like the best predictor of behavior, I think it said. And I think that's just kind of true. Like, if you don't have the intentions to perform or behave a certain way, then chances are you're not going to behave in a healthy way. So I think if you focus on changing your intentions to live a healthier lifestyle, for example, then you're more likely to behave in that way.
Yeah. I wondered, you know, Maddie, you brought up what people think about you. I've often wondered about how, like, would this model change with social media today, on how there's so much perception of how people view us in that regards now. I just like thinking about that because it seems like we're seeing a lot of issues with social media now and behaviors. I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other day, going, huh, I wonder if that will change.
Yeah,
But,
it's true.
so,
Yeah.
what do you think, Lucy? Anything?
Lucy talked right after you did.
Oh, really? I didn't even hear it.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
I can't hear you.
okay.
I feel like since you can't see me, you can't hear me.
I can hear you.
My perception of you is so different now.
Yeah,
You're just a blue person.
I know.
Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Discuss the processes and how they relate to the stages of the model. Kind of did that a little bit, but I don't know. Did we miss anything on that?
Well, one thing I'm not really understanding, I guess, about this model is like, how do you use it to change a person's behavior? Like, are we supposed to design programs to change their like beliefs first, and then their behavior will change? Is that how this works?
Yeah, I think it's kind of how like like we always say, like attitude is everything. So I think it kind of takes you like back to like why do people like have an attitude towards certain things, and so it just kind of gives you the layers of like where that comes from. Because I thought it was interesting that I thought like the behavior would be the attitude, but it's actually the attitude is towards the behavior, and that is why you behave a certain way, which I thought was interesting. So I thought it would be you behave that way, and so now you have that attitude, but it's the attitude, and now you're behaving. I don't know. That makes sense.
Yeah, no, there's that cool little chart, right? That little
yeah, the one that you had to.
Yeah, in the reading it has like attitude and then behavior, intention, and health behavior.
Yeah.
Super interesting.
Yeah, but Lucy brings up a good point, because we are trying to change behaviors. If you're doing a health promotion model, or you're doing a program, you're trying to change people's behaviors to do something different, like stop smoking or something like that. And so, yeah, and then your attitude going into it, you're either like, they're either there for a reason, or you've got to educate them to the negative effects of a behavior, I guess.
So they can change the attitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess applying the model says, what kind of interventions centered on the processes move people through the stages? I think by that, I think education is a big part of it, because you can't force somebody to do something. Somebody has to make, like Matt, you said, they have to have, their attitude has to change before they can make a change, I guess. So I would think that a big intervention would be education, I guess. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe stress. Use stress as kind of good stress. So like maybe if they need a big health change, if they don't change, I don't know, maybe stress isn't the right word, maybe threaten, like if you don't change this way, you might die, or something like that. And so it brings something's got to motivate them to change, or change their attitude before they can start doing something different.
Yeah.
So I thought education was a big intervention. I don't know, does anybody else have any thoughts on that? Or
Well, it's kind of like the example it gave in that little slideshow of how was it the students and how they kind of did a questionnaire. And I think like by doing that questionnaire, even the people that wanted to implement the program, they were being educated on why those students maybe had like a negative outlook towards education as well. So sometimes you need to be educated as well to know, like, where are they coming from.
Yeah.
There's
like,
also like kind of going off education. I was reading that there's like a like discussing positive outcomes, like maybe because it says like placing value on the person places. Maybe that kind of goes along with what she was saying, like with knowledge, like a positive reinforcement of knowledge too. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, because when you get positive reinforcement, like you said, I think that works better than the negative reinforcement, if you will, like the scared kind of tactics or something like that. So
I think along with that and education, what you guys know, an important part of community behavior is pushing to set goals, milestones, and like ultimately having them see progress and moving goals. I think it's good where you can help shape what you do.
yeah, for sure.
I think I didn't hear. I think I lost him, but oh, there we go. Okay. Didn't hear him, but
yeah, I'm sure it was good.
I'm sorry. I'm sure it was awesome.
I kind of mentioned like the importance of setting goals and the importance of seeing progress and working towards goals and changing behavior.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, how do you guys perceive people moving through the stages? Like if you've changed an attitude, then their behavior will change. So then they're more apt to try to do something different. So I guess maybe one of the biggest hurdles might be trying to, like, kind of what Maddie was saying, trying to tackle that attitude almost.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah. I think this, like, in the chart and the reading, like, people take a survey and they like answer questions on how motivated they are to change, like how much power they think they have to change. And I think, like, kind of through a process of like self-actualization, that's kind of motivating in itself. Like, if you really sit down and like look at your behavior and then say, okay, well, am I willing to change? Okay, how much power do I have to change? And then I think that in itself really helps people get motivated, or at least it does for me. I don't know.
Self-assessment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody has a baby.
Sorry, my baby.
And it must be the baby we can't see.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
I'm so sad. Just kidding.
Oh, now you really need to get your camera fixed.
I know.
I know. We want to see the baby.
And you.
Okay.
Well, let's see. I guess, I don't know, should we jump on to part 4?
Yeah, let's do it.
Discuss Grace's scenario from the lesson and have people share their thoughts. Where does the options fit into the morally forbidden to morally permissible range? Let's see. Let me pull up Grace's thing really quick.
The 4 different
Sure.
scenarios, I guess.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I thought it was interesting, the article about like how they can manipulate what like people see, kind of like a morality thing. Because I always thought like morality would probably be like way deep, you know, like I don't know, it made it seem like it was such a surface thing, like how we judge like moral things.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like it's kind of like disturbing in some ways that like the reason why, like, we know that, like, murdering is bad and stealing is bad and, you know, hurting people is bad. Like, that can be altered pretty easily just by, like, a magnetic pulse in your brain. And so I thought that was really interesting how, like, we can blurry the lines of, like, intention and morality, like, fairly easily. And I guess maybe that's why some people don't see morale as the same things across, like, different people, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, how did they do that? Why did they do that? And, you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, it's because, like, you know, I have this better understanding, but I don't know, like, I'm not like them. And maybe that's because something, you know, morally we've been, I don't know, does that even, I don't know if that makes sense, but.
Yeah, because if you just take that magnet pulse and it kind of changes their, I guess, their outlook on how they, what you said, how they quantify what morality, if it's bad or if it's good. Like, it's just part. So I thought, well, is parts of that brain like underdeveloped, or does like a serial killer just, like, I don't know, not take a magnet to his head, but you know what I'm saying? How does that work with that? So I thought that was interesting. Good, great point. I don't know. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was a good point too. I think morality does have a really big impact on so I thought that was really good.
Landon, what did you say at that last point? You kind of went a little quiet.
Sorry, I was just reiterating how it was a really good point that morality has a big effect on intentions and ultimately behavior.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too that they said it's kind of like an age thing too, because, you know, when you, like, have like 3, 4, and 5-year-olds, they don't really understand, like, bad and good. So they're like, the outcome, they understand the outcome, but they don't understand, like, the reasoning behind, like, why they do the things they do or why people do the things they do. So it's kind of a, I don't know. I thought it was just super, super weird.
I think it's interesting because it, like, kind of proves that we judge people more based on their intentions than, like, their actual, like, the outcome of their actions. Like, as long as she didn't mean to poison her friend,
Yeah.
she's not a bad person. But, like, if she meant it, even if it didn't work, we're like, oh, she's terrible. So, like, I don't know, that's interesting. You probably do that all the time in other situations too, especially with people's health.
Oh, that's true. Like,
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Because health is so subjective, I guess, to the individual.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, how often have we sat back and just judge people by how they look, if they look healthy or unhealthy or something like that.
Right, like if they're skinny or not. Like, skinny people, oh, they must, like, work out all the time.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they don't. Like, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I like that.
Good point, Lucy.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that last night, actually. I had, my family seems to be falling apart a little bit medically. So, like, my husband, we had taken him to the doctor last night, and I was telling his boss, like, he looks fine. He looks fine, but he has, like, really, really severe sleep apnea. They just diagnosed him with last night. So he can't breathe, like, when he's sleeping. So he wakes up all night, like, dying, like, not breathing. Anyway, so, but I was telling his boss, because I'm like, because she's like, I knew something was going on with him because he's just not acting like himself. He's not, you know, like, we judge, he's not very, like, he's more of an introvert. So he's not like, hi, my name's so-and-so, and I have this problem, and I can't breathe at night, and I can't sleep. So it's more like, and she was, like, seeing that barrier there because she was judging, like, well, he looks fine. I mean, he's at work. He's, like, good to go. You can't really tell, like, how someone is behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So I thought that was kind of cool because I was thinking about it as I was sitting at, like, 100 doctor appointments this week. But how we
tend to, and I do that too, you know, I'm guilty of it too. You see somebody walking around and they're just fine and you're like, oh yeah, they're fine. But really, when you get to know the situation, they could have, I don't know, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So I thought this model was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, they could be like suffering from a mental health issue or something, you know.
Especially mental health.
And you would never know unless something triggered something to really throw a wrench in their life or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health's a big one that people hide.
Yeah, totally.
Oh no, I lost my volume.
And we lost.
There we go. There we go. Okay, I think you're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we all
Yeah,
still
we're
there?
still here.
I think we lost someone.
Yeah, we lost
One.
the other girl.
Oh yeah. I think Michelle fell off.
Uh-oh.
Maddie, right?
Or wait, was it Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we lost Maddie because Lucy's
Maddie.
still there. Well, I'll send her another invite just in case she can. Maybe her thing died or something.
Okay. Geez, are we missing anything? I'm looking over the kind of discussion part.
Let me see. Discuss the examples presented in your reading. How the model used examples. Oh, Grace's thing we did.
Yeah.
Read the instructions for us applications together. Is that what we have to do next? I can't get back on. It keeps crashing. Yeah.
Let me see if I can. I missed that. Read the instructions for lesson 7 application. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
Okay, while you do that, I'm going to try to get Maddie back on here.
Okay.
Too.
Yeah.
All right.
SG.
Oh, wait. So it says the application assignment of lesson 7. Read it together. So this is an individual assignment. The purpose of the assignment is to apply the theory of reasoned action plan and behavior. Return to the health interviews you conducted in lesson 4 application. Select one of the interviews to use for this assignment. Identify which interview question pertains to attitude, which are subjective norms, and which pertain to perceived behavior control. Select the area your client struggled with the most. So you guys remember when we interviewed somebody and we asked them all those questions and we videotaped it? And I think that's what that one is.
Yeah.
Apply the health behavior change framework as you complete the template. Refer back to the table you created in lesson 3 for application as desired. I guess so. We talk about that. Does that make sense to prepare to complete? Okay, so prepare to complete the assignment by allowing a group member to select one of their interviewees. Work together to identify the constructs from the interview questions and select which area the volunteer struggled with the most. Then work together to design interventions driven by the model. So as I think back about that, that interview, it was always interesting when I asked a question about somebody's, spouse. Do they eat right or something? Or you remember that kind of question? They were always really quick to say nope. But then when you asked questions about how their friends perceived them, they always kind of thought for a minute. Well, I don't know, but I can't remember the exact question right off the top of my head. But it it was always easy to get a quick answer, like, well, does your spouse exercise and do they eat right? They're like, nope, no, they don't like to exercise or something like that. But so if that's the ones that I saw that they struggled with the most, I think, is when they thought about how others perceived them. I don't know. Did anybody else maybe see anything different with that?
My sister, my sister was really, sorry, I'm trying to like listen to you and type to Maddie. Okay. My sister, when she did her interviews, was very opposite. It's funny because most interviews I watched were like exactly what you said, but she was really like, I don't eat healthy and I don't care about it and I don't want to change and I don't like it. So I think going back to your kind of, like the attitudes that you have and stuff, she's just just a different type of attitude and personality. And so she has kind of more like, I don't know. Have you ever met someone that's more like blunt and to the point and doesn't really care so much about another person's opinion as more as they care about conveying what they think or a truth. Do you know what I mean? So that was the only, but other than that, everybody, like my person I interviewed and the interviews that I watched were more like exactly what you said, like that. Other than her, she was kind of like the non-social. Yeah, the outlier. There you go. And she knows it. She knows she's the outlier. Okay, Maddie's gonna try to get on her mom's laptop because I guess her phone is crashing and she's gonna try to get on her mom's laptop and join us back in.
Okay.
It's an update on Maddie.
So how do we identify constructs to design interventions based on those interviews, I guess?
Well, my mom, I interviewed my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She was kind of different. She was like when I asked her the questions like, do you feel like you can change and things like that? She's like, oh yeah, totally. But she was really hard on herself and she's like, I probably won't change. Like the likelihood of me changing is really small. Like she really wanted to, but she just didn't feel confident to do it. So I guess a health interview that I could design to help her would be something that would boost her confidence in herself, like help her feel empowered to change. So I don't know, maybe I could help her make a shopping list of fruits and vegetables, and then go buy them, and then we could make a schedule for her to go exercise, things to empower her too.
So she's someone that you could probably actually get to change through that. I feel like it's harder to change a person with an attitude problem. Is that even, I don't mean to say it in a mean way, but your mom is she just needs self-confidence, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Harder to change someone who has self-confidence, but just isn't interested.
I think people want to change.
Yeah.
But I think change is always hard.
Absolutely.
We probably, if you just think of exercise, we probably all want to exercise, and we all want to eat right, but it's hard,
It is hard.
There's demands that come in, and you can make, in your mind, you can just make a quick excuse well, I'm just too busy. I just got to finish this work, or I got to go, and then I'll exercise, and then, and it comes. And so until you almost are forced to change, or there's something inside you that makes you're like, I have got to do something different. People typically don't change because we don't like change. I think the last time you had to change something, it's now I got to, I don't know, whatever. I'm just trying to think of a change. You have to use a whole nother computer program or something. And you're like, I liked how the old one worked because it was so easy. And now I got to relearn something new, I guess.
Some people need that more forceful like a doctor to tell them, hey, you're not healthy, you got to change, or you're gonna, you know, change.
Yeah, along with what you guys said, like what I noticed in my interviews is both the people I interviewed were like super willing to change, and they really wanted to, and they wanted to live a healthy lifestyle. But then when it got down to like the strategies of how they would change, they were like, I don't really know what I can do. So I think like not knowing how they can change and what new habits they can develop in order to change their behavior, I think that's a big thing too. So I think that if we can teach them, teach people how to behave more healthy and kind of develop new habits, I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That reminds me of the last lesson on self-efficacy, like
Yeah, totally.
teaching people to use their agency to change and like maintain it. It's hard.
It is hard.
You know what? Something kind of funny. So I had Landon as my partner for the health interviews that we did. And it was like, speaking of people's attitudes and behavior, I have another group meeting for, I don't know if you guys have taken 391 yet, but basically the whole class is a group, like you're in this group the whole time and you're doing the assignment the whole time. And so the same week that I got partnered with Landon, the same week I got partnered with this group of women who tend to be all like that, more personality where, and this is why this class has helped me so much this semester, is because they all have that kind of, I'm trying to like sit back and go, okay, what makes a person this way? What makes them, are they born this way where they have this attitude more like, have you ever met someone really, 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 really smart, but they have no social, like, no, they don't have any like social skills, I guess, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm dealing with these women and they're all like, they all want to be the leader. They all want to be in charge. They can't decide on the topic. They're fighting over and over again. And I'm like, oh my gosh, let's do something. I'm going to go crazy. This is nuts. Then there's Landon over here and he's like, hey, you want to just text and do the thing? And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, this is a normal person. We like watched the interviews, got it done. It was like, 20 minutes. It was not a big deal. And it was so easy. And I was like, I almost wonder if, I don't want to step on any toes, but I wonder if gender is a little bit of, do you know what I'm saying? Has a little bit more to do with like attitudes and kind of how you perceive things and the way you act too. Because I was like, can I just be partnered with like guys the rest of the semester? Because this is crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if that made sense, but what I was trying to get at. But it was a little off topic, but Landon was super easy to work with because I was like, thank you, let's make this easy, let's get it done. But some people tend to overthink things and like they go more, they can't like compromise, you know, and just like find a happy ground. And it's weird because how do you change that behavior? You really can't unless they're willing to, I guess, is what I was trying to get at.
Right. I think along with that, like when you get like maybe too similar personalities.
Oh yeah.
I think it kind of like, I don't know, maybe not work as well together, or
totally.
Maybe in some cases, similar personalities work better together. I think it just depends.
Totally. That makes sense.
That was an interesting comment about, gender. I kind of stand back sometimes and
I know. It's like, I don't want to step. I was like, I know there's girls and boys in here.
Well, it's kind of interesting. I kind of stand back, look at my wife and her friends, and if they're going to get together, like, well, we have to invite so and so, they'll feel bad, and if we don't do this, then. And she's always, when she does something, she comes back, well, did I include this person and that person? I'm like, I don't know. I don't care. I think gender does kind of have a role but kind of what Landon said too, those personalities, because
right.
I think maybe women, they're always conscious of the feelings of others.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's more gender, where I think maybe kind of guys are just like, yeah, whatever.
Right.
You know, I don't know, if they want to be here, they'll be here. If they don't, they don't, kind of a thing, you know. And so I think that has maybe a role, you know. I think you're
Like a gender role.
maybe, yeah. I think that probably could definitely play a role.
I love everyone. I love both genders. Just a thought. We love you, Lucy, on there, even though we can't see you. Oh, but see, there I am considering feelings of others. So see, I don't know.
There you go. I mean, that's a good point. I mean, so you maybe take that into a health promotion thing, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you're doing an exercise program or a weight loss program, and you get a group of people together, and maybe you'd have to develop a program that if it was gender specific, or if there was a mix that everybody could do, because if somebody, well, I can't do that exercise, or I couldn't do that, and then they would feel bad, and then would that take down the whole group, or would that affect the whole group? I don't, you know, something like that. So that might be, you know, if you think about your target population, maybe that, I never really thought about the gender thing, but that's a good point.
Yeah. Also, going back to like agency, I'm just thinking like, if you get a lot of people who say like they're not willing to change, then maybe you should, like, I don't know, as a health promoter, you should just move on from that group. Like, okay, they're not going to change. That's fine. I mean, you can educate them and like try to convince them, but like really we can't force anyone to like do anything. So
yeah,
we got to focus on those individuals who are willing, instead of like trying to force people to do something that you're not going to do.
Yeah, I mean, like you can try to think of something that would ignite a change in them, but that's difficult.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I mean, yeah, like education, or like their doctor saying like, oh, you're going to die if you don't.
Yeah. But then some people, you're right, some people are still not.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, no.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, Maddie just emailed and said, could somebody send the invite to a different Gmail? Did you get that?
Oh yeah, here, let me see. What's the Gmail? Okay. Can you give it to me real quick?
Well, let's see. Let's see. Let me find where was I sending you? Okay, here, let me copy it.
Okay. Oh yeah, got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe we'll wait for Maddie to get back on, and then we can look at next week and wrap up.
Okay.
I guess. See if she can jump on.
So we're sending it to Ralph Radovich.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully this is the right person, or Ralph's going to be like, what the heck?
Ralph's like, what's going on?
Okay, sent. Also, so I didn't look past that point. Is there anything that we have to actually write down and submit this week, or is it just the meeting that we needed to have?
Let's see. It says decide which member of your group will be the group leader for next week, and then we have to send a link to this meeting in a Word document, and then put all the names of the members who attended in the relevance assignment, and then upload it.
Okay, so I can do that. That's easy.
Do you have that link?
Yeah, I'll have the link. Okay. So when I stop the recording, the link will come up, and then I'll just put everyone's names and submit it just right after this is done.
All right.
Cool.
Gosh, well.
There she is.
Hey, she's back.
Yay, we got Ralph on here, so we're good. Just kidding.
We had a whole discussion on gender roles and behavior.
When we have to so everyone has to send in the link and the name.
Oh, everyone does? Okay.
That's a question. It wasn't really clear, I felt like.
Okay. I can put the link in the discussion board part. You want me to just put it there when it's done?
Oh yeah. I thought just one of us had to. I'm glad you said that. I didn't. I
That's
thought.
interesting because there's two relevants, right? And then one of them says, like, it doesn't say whether one person has to do it, but then the other one says just one is, like, I don't know. And I don't have my laptop, so I can't really.
Here, let me see.
Yeah. Let me. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. Maybe somebody look too if somebody sees something.
Yeah, I'll look too.
Find stuff on it.
Lesson 7, relevance.
So the second lesson 7 relevance says only the group leader needs to submit this assignment.
So then the first one, what is it? Doesn't add up.
The first one? Oh, I think the first one, that discussion board, it was just for us to like set up a time.
Yeah, that's for communication.
Okay.
So we
Well-
mark those as done.
It does say, though, you must copy and paste the link to your recorded meeting in a Word document. Also report the names of your group members in attendance. So you're right. That is kind of confusing. Maybe we should just all submit it just in case.
I mean, we should all submit it on this one, and then Sam,
We
do
could
you
ask
want
him.
to submit one on the other one. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, why don't you do this? Michelle, can you post the link and then let's just all submit it, and then are we supposed to? Should I just? I don't know. Do you want me just? And then we can all just send it, and then I'll ask him about next time. Say, do you want one of these, or do you want all of us to do that? But I guess let's just put all of our names down.
Okay.
Go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody want to be the group leader next time? Anybody want to jump on that, I guess, or
Yeah, we just volunteer, right? That was good.
whoever? I
Yeah.
guess
Do we just
gotta
switch
do like
out?
4 of these.
We just switch each week or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I guess we don't have to decide right this minute.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can do it if you want. I don't know that I'm an exceptional leader or anything, but we have to do it anyway. Then I
we
might
have
as
to
well.
do it. Well, if
The leader
I
doesn't
mean,
send the email out, right? Like we're meeting Wednesday at 10.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it is, right?
Yeah, that's easy.
I mean, was there more to it, Sam?
no, I mean, Michelle did a good job just getting the email group hangouts going, and then if somebody wants to be the lead on the agenda or whatever, I mean, we could either or if that works.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe I came in late. So Michelle, you're gonna post the link onto our own discussion board.
Yeah, I was just looking. I'm gonna post it into I know I saw it earlier and now I'm going back. There's like so many breakdowns in this lesson. I'm just gonna go to the discussion board for
our group.
Yeah, and then I'll just post it there. Let's see, lesson 7. Yeah, do you want me to post it under, should I post it under questions and conversations, or do you want me to post it under relevance? Oh yeah, I didn't even post this yet. Jeez, I'm behind. Okay, I'll just post it under questions and comments, yeah? So it doesn't look like he has to like grade it or anything. So it's not in a weird spot. In lesson 7 relevance, like right above it.
Kind of up to us.
Or I can email it to you guys, whatever. I'll just post it here. I'll just post it here in 7 under questions and conversations. Because you have like a little question thing, and I'll just put I'll just post it right here and just be like, hey guys, here's the link just in case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
good.
Okay, and then we meet every week at this time, right?
Yeah, that's what I understood. 10 o'clock on Wednesday, because next week will be a different kind of topic or.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give you guys, do you want me to start the hangout does anybody else like want to do that? Or do you want me to just do it every week or?
Are you good to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I can totally do it. Cause I think Sam, were you saying that you didn't, it's a little bit tricky to learn. So if you haven't done it before, it's like kind of a pain, but I had to do it in biostat every week. So super easy.
I just didn't know if we could record it with this, but if you've got it and you've got it, our emails in a group, then it's just easy to send it out, right?
Now is that we're in a group.
Right. So you can just restart it. You just
Yeah.
have to do, instead of doing like Hangouts, you have to do Hangouts on Air. That's how you record. So.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind sending that out, that'd be great.
Yeah, I can. That's super easy. I'm going to try. I just wanted to give you guys like a tiny heads up. So what I didn't realize was, and this is my fault. So Mountain Standard Time, I'm an hour behind. So I dropped my kids at 8:55 and 9. So I'm going to try to drop them at like 8:45 and 8:50 and then speed home as fast as I can. So if I'm like on at like 10:05 your time, 9:05 my time, like, I'm sorry, I'm going my fastest. But it shouldn't be as long next week, because this week I did that and it was okay. And I got home at like 9:04, but I was having trouble with it crashing. So hopefully next week it won't do that.
Yeah,
but just a little heads up.
Okay.
Go my fastest. So
yeah, it's fine.
I was like, 10 o'clock's perfect. And then I was like, no, it's 9 o'clock.
I did that because I'm in Arizona now. And
Oh, are you?
I'm on
Okay.
and yeah, so down here, I was confused.
Well, yeah, if we have to start a little bit later, that's fine. So no
Okay.
problem.
Hey, guys.
All right. So I'll stop the broadcast and put the link up.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
All right. Bye.